Warning, this is a technical video, not a gaming one. So if you're here for this video to watch me play games, sorry to disappoint you. So this is awkward. Some of the stuff I said, as I expected, kinda. Some of the stuff I said in the last video was very wrong. So that's not an iteration. This is a recursion. It's actually set to 20, not 7. Another misconception on my part. Sometimes I feel so stupid for some of this stuff. So, I still think 32 would be better for this. For one, a little bit more can't hurt. For two, 32 is a power of 2. Why are you not using a power of 2 for this? It doesn't make any sense to me, especially since powers of 2 are everywhere in Minecraft. Literally everywhere. Item stacks, world heights, all kinds of stuff. Even the burning noise probably uses powers of 8, the powers of 2 in some capacity or another. So, that's recursion. However, there's another factor. There is a width limit for jigsaw structures. Now, the current set is 128. Let's say this is a 128. But that's the width. From the center, I guess the average would be about half that. That's only 64. That's not a lot. Most people you have to have more than that. That's not a lot. So, a friend of mine who's in the Bedrock Adams Discord, his username is Yosia. He likes to be called CC as well by some people. He wants this increased to 256. I'm sorry about that. But 256, that's good for most things, but if you're trying to do a fortress or a mine shaft, it could be too small. In fact, mine shafts and fortresses can sometimes go to 384, which is significantly bigger. However, you take this 256, multiply that by 3. That's how big I need it. Sorry again. It's something I ate or something. But yeah, I need that set to 768. Now I know this could cause performance issues, specifically with backend stuff, maybe memory usage, hang times, stuff like that. I don't actually know how Jigsaw works behind the scenes, but I do know it could cause some problems if it's set this high. Now, let me go over to Minecraft real quick. Okay, well, this toggle, I need someone to tell me what this even does anymore. Currently, as far as I know, it does nothing. So I don't see the point in it being there right now. Really must have been something I ate. Well, see this? This is my third-party add-on. I need Jigsaw for this as well. Wow. These dungeons can get pretty big in this add-on. So, as you can see, this is pre-generation, not post-generation. So it is a bit laggier than what you would expect. Look all the way out there. Look at that. You see how far that is? Just for context, this is 0. The center's back here. This is 2. Let me go all the way over here and add 2 to this. That number's still going up. Look at this. Look at this. That's 247 blocks. That would require a width limit of 512 blocks. Okay, this is a bit of an extreme case because this normally doesn't do it like this, but this is still not a large dungeon. This is the medium one, which is honestly not very big. But yeah, I think you get the idea. Oh, it looks like it hadn't quite finished generating here. That's weird. I don't understand how that happened. But yeah, you get the idea. I need a really large area for this. Really, really large. Like this. This would require, as I said, an area of 512 for the width, just for this medium-sized one. And this is not the marketplace project I want to do, in which I would have to have a minimum of 768 blocks. Now this I could always scale down, or I could use more staircases or whatever. But for the marketplace dungeon, for Legacy of the Ancients, I can't use stairs. Each of these modules is 15 by 15. But as far as the dungeons for Legacy of the Ancient goes, at least for the final dungeon, it's 31 by 31. It's nearly quadruple the size. So, if it's only at the current width, which is 128, I can only have a 3 by 3 area of the structure. That's not good. That will not work. Especially since it's going to have a boss room. This is way too small. And 256, that is maybe a 7 by 7 area. Still too small. So, you get the idea. I think it should at least be increased to 512 by 512 if it can be done. 768 if I'm going to want to do what I'm wanting to do. Preferably. So if you could please at least test it, see if it'll actually work, that would be really nice of you. Anyways, on to non-Jigsaw stuff. I never said this was going to be only Jigsaw. There's going to be other stuff besides Jigsaw. Okay? Now, if you got a bit of an eagle eye, you can see this is no ordinary flat world. For one, the Y level is 84. For two, look at all those dark spots. This is swamp. This is technically custom terrain. But why is it all the way up in Y84? Well, this brings me to a second problem. All of this. One of the major problems is with world generation in general is that you can't disable structures like these. Like, you can't disable ruined portals or mine shafts or even the random water pools that can sometimes appear, especially in oceans. I don't understand why that does that with oceans, though, specifically, but it does. Even if it's disabled. Like, you can't disable that, it just doesn't work at the time. But yeah, you can see, look at this. It's a mine shaft. Why are we not able to disable these? Like, seriously, why? I get that there's certain things that you can't really do because these are technically not Jigsaw structures, specifically for mine shafts and villages and strongholds. And most Jigsaw structures in the game, besides trail ruins and trial chambers. But please, at least give us the ability to disable these or move them over to the new Jigsaw system. Especially since there's already been someone who's proven that it is possible to do. And pretty easy too, as long as you know how the Jigsaw works, like someone actually did with Ancient City recently. But as you can see, these right here, these are not Jigsaw structures, as you can see. This is a ruined portal. Now, imagine you're just walking about in your world and you just come across this thing just floating in the sky. That doesn't make any sense. We should be able to disable these, especially. Like, even if we try to override it with custom terrain, it's not going to get rid of it, which is really annoying. It's one of the most nightmarish things for us that deal with a lot of custom world generation. And yeah, it gets even worse than that. What if I go and create a new world? Except this time, this is not going to be a custom flat world. You see, I never use this option on another world. That, oh wait, did I set this? Yeah, I did. You see this? This brings me to a couple of problems. One is that Molang, which is the old, I guess it could be considered a scripting language. It's not the old script engine. It's something else entirely that's used for variables and math and stuff like that. But there's some of us who use it to create custom world generation. I'm one of those people. One of the main problems is we do not have an unlocked seed. So, look at this. Look at all this. Looks really nice and all. But if I use a different seed, it'll always look like this. The noise query is locked to one seed, which is kind of stupid. I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to put it out there. It's kind of stupid. We should be able to change that. But yeah, seeing the same thing over and over again is really annoying. I have to do subpacks to create offsets. I have to do this 200 times. Well, not 200 times, but 100 times. Just to make it to where there's some unique seeds. They're technically not seeds. And yeah. And yet, there's still another issue with it. Another thing with Molang. 3D noise. 3D noise and noise in general is extremely unoptimized. You saw how fast this world loaded, okay? It's not that it's really quick, honestly, compared to a normal world, at least for me. But that's because it's literally just stone and water and a few things that were not taken out because I didn't feel like taking them out. And the fact that I didn't want to change it into a watercolor. I just didn't feel like doing it. But with 3D noise, you see all this? You saw that world gen bar. With 3D noise, it would have taken 5 minutes to load, which is ridiculous and extremely unoptimized. Something needs done about that. And the state of JS is even worse. You can't do it within the regular generation. It's all post-gen. So it's like that dungeon system I showed earlier. Except the lag would bring this PC to a halt. It's not good, no matter how you look at it. This also brings me to another thing. with Molang. Well, more specifically to Jigsaw and Molang. Now, with how Jigsaw works, it latches to the vanilla terrain. That's fine. In fact, in most applications, that's actually great. But again, I do custom world gen. I need to be able to do this for a Molang function instead of the vanilla terrain. I would love to have an option for that. I would suggest getting all the bugs ironed out with the Jigsaw first, because I've heard that there's some pretty bad bugs with the current Jigsaw. There's not a lot, it's just really major ones. But I would suggest having the Molang be able to be used for Jigsaw structures so it can follow Molang function instead of the vanilla terrain. So, that's all I wanted to talk today about structures and features, so I hope you guys enjoyed my little rant. So, I guess I'll see you next video. Hopefully on some other topic than structures. Maybe games or something like that. But yeah, that's my little talk. So I guess I'll see ya.